What's up guys, how's it going? My name is Joe. We're back with another episode of British Guy Reacts, and today we're going to check out how good was Deion Sanders actually. And the reason we're checking this out is because we've been checking out the college football games, we've been watching a bit of Colorado, team who people weren't expecting much from, but this guy's in charge and apparently he's a college legend. His son is playing at quarterback, I think that's what it is. So we're going to check out who he is, how good he is. There was also like a mini documentary on YouTube, like 40 minutes. So if this is a good video, you guys enjoy it, let me know down in the comments so we can check that out. But for now, let's stick with this video by Non-Stop. Go and subscribe to them. Let's dive in. How good was Deion Sanders actually?
Primetime. Deion. The hype, the athleticism, the biggest moments, and the controversial brash style that came with it all.
Funky
Sanders
jacket.
played for multiple teams in his 14-year career and is regarded as one of the greatest professional and collegiate football players.
That's what you guys have been telling me.
But just how good was Deion Sanders actually?
We're here to find out.
Deion Lewin Sanders was born in Fort Myers, Florida, and immediately gravitated to sports. Surprisingly, Deion wasn't the best player on his 8-year-old football team, but one of his favorite childhood memories was winning
I'm sorry, but that clip wasn't from when he was 8, was it? It looks like about 18
the
there.
championship with that U8 team. Deion loved sports, and they loved him back, as he starred in 3 sports at North Myers High School. A lot of people don't know that Sanders got his nickname
Baller.
Primetime on the basketball court, and not from the gridiron. After a 30-point scoring downpour in one game, he earned the nickname that
Reminds
would be
me of myself.
synonymous with Deion for the rest of his life. Sanders dominated in football,
Joking, by the
basketball, and baseball. Named to the All-Century Florida High School football team his senior year. Deion was actually the starting quarterback for North Myers High, as well as being a defensive back. Sanders was recruited and offered scholarships in all 3 sports.
I mean, you can work as hard as you want in life, especially when it comes to sport. Hard work obviously does pay off. Look at like Ronaldo and stuff, like a true story of hard work. But there's some guys out there who are just naturally gifted. This man played 3 sports at a collegiate level. Could have gone pro in any of them. Imagine being that guy. I'm jealous, Deion. I'm jealous,
He was
man.
even drafted to the MLB out of high school. The story goes that all recruiters had to see was Deion nearly hit his head on the rim in a basketball game to be sold on his athleticism. Sanders eventually chose Florida State University because it was the closest to his mother and because they were the only school that would let Sanders play as a freshman. It didn't take long before they found out what the best position for Deion was. It was all of them. As a freshman, Sanders made an impact on the baseball diamond and the football field. Legendary coach Bobby Bowden wasn't keen on playing freshmen, but couldn't keep Sanders' unique talents on the bench. He started in the secondary, but really captivated audiences returning punts. He was can't-miss TV if he could get his hands on the ball. As soon as the football season ended, he moved to the diamond, where he was an outfielder for the Knowles World Series team. While Deion was no longer playing basketball, he decided to take up track.
Like you do, yeah?
Just
take
as
a
you
bit of
imagine,
track.
he made
Dominated.
an immediate impact there as well. By the end of his freshman year at FSU, he pulled up everywhere with a license plate reading Primetime. He was telling the media to call him by the nickname as well. The legend of the fictional-sounding do-it-all athlete in Tallahassee grew bigger and bigger in the next 2 years.
See, normally we watch videos now and it's like, but then he went on to commit a series of murders and sexual assaults. Hopefully it's not going to happen in this video. It's just because we know we're checking out buddy baseball pitching videos. What I was going to say, what was my actual point here? Oh, this guy seems like a cool guy. So he's chose a college near to him. So he's close to his mum. He's dominating in track, baseball, football. But he has a bit of an ego about him as well, which you have to have, man. He's asking people to call him Primetime. I like that. I like people who acknowledge how good they are, you know. You can be too far with it, too arrogant, but, you know, you got to have a bit about you, ain't you?
Sanders would play a baseball game, tear off his jersey, and run track in the same afternoon. He ran a
I got a bit of a cold, by the way, guys, sorry.
100-meter dash and would become an all-conference performer on the track. In '87, his
Rapid.
prowess as the best cover player in the nation really took hold. He was a unanimous All-American at cornerback, shutting down the nation's best receivers, and was still a terror with the ball in his hands. In his first 3 seasons, he had 9 interceptions. With 1, he brought back 100 yards. Deion Sanders' senior year at FSU
100
was
yards?
one for the ages. His reputation as a cover corner paralleled the greatest to ever play. He picked off 5 more passes to become the all-time interceptions leader at Florida
Mad.
State. 2 of those were house calls, along with a punt return touchdown. After his pick in the Sugar Bowl to seal a win over Auburn, Sanders ran up to the cameras saying, "Bump the Thorpe, give me the Heisman." Sanders didn't win the Heisman, but he was a 2-time unanimous All-American and Jim Thorpe Award Award winner. Deion's pre-draft process isn't comparable to anybody before or after him. He showed up to the combine without warming up, ran 4.27 in the 40, then refused to do any more drills. In an interview with the Giants, he stopped them mid-conversation to ask where their draft pick was. Unsatisfied with the response, Prime got up and told him we wouldn't be available at that spot, and promptly walked out. In a draft class with a few other future Hall of Famers, Sanders' enigma and brash personality is probably the reason he fell to 5th slot, straight into the Atlanta Falcons.
What has he got in his hand there? He looks like some mad knuckle dusters. I know it's not, but
at first,
what was
it
that?
didn't feel like that for the Falcons. Sanders was set on playing in both the MLB and the NFL. Drafted
Surely
by
not.
the Yankees while having contract issues with Atlanta, Sanders worked his way into the Yanks' starting lineup. In the truest primetime fashion, Sanders blasted a home run for the Yankees, then made his Falcons debut less than a day later. And what a debut it was.
This is
I guess
mad.
teams didn't learn from his college career, as Sanders returned his first punt return 66 yards for a touchdown. Sanders was only a professional for 1 week, and he had done something no one had ever done. Homered in the MLB and scored a touchdown in the NFL.
This is mad. I have no idea about this. You guys have told me that he was like a college legend. I didn't know he went on to play in the MLB and NFL simultaneously. That's mad. My God. He's got some good genes. No doubt his son's going to be good.
Within a day's time. In all actuality, Deion's nickname should be Precedent Time. That doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well as Prime.
Shouldn't be for that.
It does seem like every time you look over, Deion was doing something no one had ever done before. To make his schedule easier, Sanders signed with the Atlanta Braves in 1990. But it didn't take long before Sanders got tired of not being able to play in the baseball playoffs because the NFL season coincided. He manufactured his second deal to allow him to play both at the same time. In his first full postseason in baseball, Deion Sanders played outfield for the Braves in a World Series. All he did next was show up without any training camp and missing a quarter of the season to earn an All-Pro corner and a Pro Bowl punt returner nod. His time with the Falcons had come to an end when he scored 10 return touchdowns and was twice named the best cornerback in football. He signed with the 49ers next and had arguably the greatest year of his legendary career. He picked off 6 passes, 3 of which he scored on. On just those 6 interceptions, Prime set a still-standing interception return single-season mark at 303 yards. The most notable of those interceptions came on a 94-yard revenge pick against the Falcons. Deion stared down the
tough one for the Falcons
sidelines as he high-stepped into the end zone. Sanders and the 49ers won the NFC Championship, which led to another Prime first, being the only player to play in a World Series and a Super Bowl.
Did he win him?
Sanders ended up coming up with a fourth-quarter interception in the big game to win his first championship. All off-season as Prime was playing.
This guy's like the be a pro or like create your own player on multiple games at the same time. He's just overpowered in 2 different sports at the same time. This is actually mind-blowing.
Baseball with the Reds, the media and the NFL were courting his services. While filming a commercial...
I'm sorry to keep pausing, but why previously have I done a video on Shohei Ohtani being the greatest athlete ever? And no one's told me about Deion Sanders in the comments of that video. How's that happened? Like, Shohei Ohtani's great. He plays offense and defense at the same time. He pitches and bats. This is better. This is way better. I'm not having that. Not a single person in that comment section on the Shohei Ohtani video told me about this guy. Why? How has this not been made aware to me sooner, apart from when his son started playing as quarterback? This is mad. This is one of the maddest stories I've ever heard in my life.
For a video game about himself, Deion had to dress up with 6 different team jerseys on because he didn't know what team he would eventually join. What became known as the infamous Deion Sweepstakes was eventually won by America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. The deciding factor, the Cowboys allowed Deion to double as a wide receiver as well. So, in 1996, Deion Sanders was the first starting outfielder for the San Francisco Giants, the best cover corner in the world for the Dallas Cowboys,
and a wide receiver.
And he was the newest slot receiver for America's team. In '95, Deion helped the Cowboys win their last of 3 Super Bowls, capping off their dynasty. Winning back-to-back titles on 2 separate teams put Sanders into
Did he win the World Series?
company, as it had only been done once before and has since been only done one more time. Now fully healthy, Sanders took on duties as a starting receiver as well. It shouldn't surprise anybody that Deion turned out to be a pretty good receiver. In his lone year, he caught 36 passes for 376 yards and a touchdown. He did all this while also being named to another All-Pro team as a corner. Deion played at an All-Pro level with the boys until 2000, when he signed a monster deal to become a Washington Redskin. But only one season into the 7-year deal, Sanders shocked the football world by retiring. But wait, his story doesn't end there. Deion was just built different, and his time with the Baltimore Ravens proved it more than any of his other All-Pro years. After 4 seasons away from football, Deion was convinced to come back and play for the Baltimore Ravens defense. When he came on the field, he looked like he hadn't missed a beat. Now donning the 37 jersey, which matched his age, Neon Deion played 2 more seasons in 04 and 05. One of those seasons was at corner, and the other at safety. He added 5 more interceptions and another touchdown before finally retiring. Deion's accolades would make Jim Thorpe blush. When he retired, his 19 return touchdowns were more than any player in history. Primetime is only one of 2 players to score a touchdown 6 different ways. It's really impossible to try and compare any other NFL player in history.
What are the 6 ways you can score a touchdown?
No one quite like him.
Run, pass, punt return. What else? What else? How else can you do it?
Deion himself kind of summed up what it was like to watch him when he said, "Some people will come out to see me do well. Some people will come out to see me get run over. But love me or hate me, they're still going to come out."
True.
So, there you have it. The incredible career of Deion Primetime
one
Sanders.
of the maddest stories
I've
ever.
Are we ever going to see another player as ambidextrous at sports
No,
as Neon
probably
Deion?
not.
Or was he just an anomaly? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video,
can he take coaching on the same level? You know, can he do the same good things there with Colorado and his son at quarterback? Absolute mad story. Thanks for putting me on that, guys. I'm being genuine when I say that's one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life. We might have to check out this mini documentary on him. It's like 40 minutes long. But yeah, we'll try and get that done because I'm genuinely interested in that. Maybe do that at a weekend sometime. If you did enjoy the video, please do subscribe, give the video a like, comment down below, go and check out my highlights reactions as well while you're at it. And I'll see you for the next one. Take it easy. Peace.